Hello everyone and welcome to Whiskey Wars. Today we have the Lagavulin 8-year-old against the Askaig 8-year-old. So two 8-year-old Islay whiskies to review today on the channel. Both proofed around the same percentage as well. The Lagavulin 8-year is 48%, while the Askaig is just under 46% at 45.8% ABV. Now the rumour is the Askaig could well be, and to be honest I think definitely is, Caol whiskey. So we're really getting, you could argue it's a Caol 8 against a Lagavulin 8, but let's just call it a Askaig 8 just to be safe. Okay guys, let's just get straight into it. That is a really nice nose. I've got to be totally honest, that's a great nose for a Lagavulin. A little bit different to normal Lagavulins, I've got to be honest. This one does seem to be a little bit more light than some other Lagavulins that I have. It's almost like a grapefruit or a little bit of a citrus that's just lifting it up a little bit, and a little bit more sweetness in this. This whiskey is giving me gentleman vibes, gentleman club, cigar lounge, that sort of feel to this. Yeah, a little bit leathery as well on the nose. So again, this whiskey, it's an Islay whiskey, it's an Islay Scotch. It's peated, but it's not the saltiest Islay that I've ever had. I think there's a nice play between salty and sweet, and I actually think it verges on a little bit more sweet. Maybe a touch of grapefruit, just giving this whiskey a lift. It's got that sweeter peat on the nose, but I'm definitely picking up leather sofas. It's got this lovely background of leather to it, mixed in with that earth, that peat and that tobacco. This one is a little bit more heavy than a normal Islay in that tobacco nature, for me personally. So I get tobacco, leather, grapefruit, a little bit of charred wood, a little bit of salt, and a sweeter peat. But still, not very abrasive on the nose. I wouldn't call it mellow, but it's certainly not an aggressive, pungent nose for an Islay. Okay, onto the Askaig. Wow. Okay, off the nose, very different. The Askaig is a lot sweeter. But for me, the medicinal nature of this whiskey, I've said it on another review that I've done with this in the past. For me, this is the most medicinal Islay that I own. Now, I've seen a couple reviews online and people never seem to touch on the medicinal nature of this whiskey. So that could just be me, but I do also get a medicinal touch in the Caol. This one, however, is stronger in that note. For me, it's incredibly medicinal. I get band-aids, rubbing plasters, TCP, hospital vibes. Very sweet. Also a little bit of wood and a little bit of tobacco, mixing with that peat. The Askaig on the nose is more pungent than the Lagavulin as well, which might surprise a few people. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I'm getting more flavour from the Askaig on the nose anyway. Maybe the taste will be different. Little bit of an ashy quality coming through on both these whiskies. Okay, let's crack on to the taste now, starting with the Lagavulin. But before we do, if you're enjoying this video, please do drop a like on the video and don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. It really helps the channel to grow. Really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of summer, so that would be amazing if we could do that. I'd really appreciate that, so thank you. Let's get stuck into the taste. Usually the case for me, on Islays, the taste will add a little bit more salt, so I'm not too surprised by that. A little bit more salt coming through on the taste than I got on the nose. Also a little bit more wood as well. So salty wood coming through on the taste along with those notes that I got on the nose. Can't help but pick out a little bit of a grapefruit, but there's something sweet in here as well as that citrus lift. For me, it's like a boiled sweet, a candy. Okay, onto the Portaskaig. Softer on the taste, less salt than the Lagavulin, but it has this almost like a ginger zing to it, but it tasted softer than the Lagavulin, that's for sure. I wonder whether there's less wood. There's certainly less salt on the Portaskaig, but I also wonder if there's less wood on the taste. I'll go in again. Yeah, the Lagavulin, woodier, saltier, and more tobacco. Think of that leather jacket or leather sofa in a gentleman's club, cigar lounge. You're not going to be too far off with the Lagavulin. Again, grapefruit for a citrus lift, kick, but there is a sweetness that runs through this whiskey, and I can't pinpoint that sweetness, which is annoying. The Portaskaig, the sweeter and the softer of the two, stronger on the nose as well, has a stronger nose. Sweeter, softer, but a little bit of a ginger in there, just giving it a little bit of a lift. Far, far, far more medicinal. The Portaskaig as well, it gives me a little bit of a menthol and a eucalyptus vibe. Also verges a little bit more herbal than the Lagavulin. So let's quickly touch on the price. The Lagavulin and the Portaskaig, they're usually around the same price. They're roughly around that £45 mark. The Lagavulin though does seem to swing with its prices, so it may be higher or lower depending on the day you're checking. The Portaskaig seems pretty flatline actually. You don't really see a deal, you don't really pay too much, where in the UK anyway. I wonder whether that Portaskaig, there was something bothering me, and I do think there's a little bit of a green tea vibe on the Portaskaig, and I was touching on the herbal quality. It didn't really go into it too much. For me, there's a green tea note in this, which does add maybe also a bay leaf. It does add a touch of bitterness to this whiskey, but it is still extremely sweet and medicinal. So some similarities between these two whiskies, but also there's way enough of a difference to know which one you're being poured. Since they're a similar price and the same age, both Islay whiskies, both peated, this is actually quite a good war, I think, between the two. For me, I might be a little bit controversial here. I prefer the Portaskaig. So the winner today is going to be the Portaskaig 8-year-old. If you agree or disagree, do let me know down in the comments down below. Have you had the Lagavulin? Have you had the Portaskaig? And what were your thoughts with them? Have I missed a note or two out? Do let me know in the comments down below. I'm always interested to see what you guys think of the whiskies that I review. And as always guys, if you like the video, please drop a like on the video, but don't forget to click that subscribe button. It really helps the channel to grow. Really trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers before the end of summer, so hopefully we can do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for the next Whiskey War.